Afternoon guys, hope you're doing well. Thought I'd come out today and enjoy a relatively quick cigar this afternoon. I'm smoking poor Larranaga Montecarlo. I was about to say Petit Corona. That's another one of my favourites, but no, this is the Montecarlo. Great cigar. Needs to be smoked a very certain way. It's a very thin ring gauge, long cigar. If I recall exactly, it's a 33 ring gauge by 6 1/4. Although I could be slightly out on the length. It's been one of my favourites for a good few years now. Used to also be very accessible, very affordable cigars everywhere. Although of course, as with everything, they've gone up substantially. The winds unfortunately picked up quite a bit. When I came out initially, it was just the sun. Only been out maybe about 10 minutes, but the winds significantly picked up, which always spoils a cigar, I think. The wind quite often can throw off the burn. If you smoke outside quite often, you'll notice that when it's still, you'll get a nice razor sharp burn line if it's a well constructed cigar. However, if it's very windy, you'll notice that the burn, even if it's a very well constructed cigar, the burn will go slightly askew, but that's due to the wind direction and the strength of it. Hopefully you can hear me, but it certainly is picking up, unfortunately. Pairing it with Japanese oolong tea. Something I've been saying for a few years, how well tea pairs with a cigar. Certain oolongs and certain oriental teas really do pair fantastically well. Personally, I like to have it slightly cooler. I find on the cooler side, like a few ice cubes, not so it's ice cold, but so it cools down, really complements a cigar well, kind of cleanses your palate really well and refreshed. I would like to get a box of these. Over the last couple of years, I've never actually bought a box. I've never found a box. Over the last maybe 5 or 6 years of my travels, ever since I found this particular cigar, I've always managed to find a few singles, but in person I've never found the box. I believe the cost these days for a box of 25 is about 130 euros, 140 euros, which is very approachable for a box of 25. Yes, it's not a massive cigar, but you get great flavour and a very different experience. It's very different smoking a slim ring gauge compared to a fat one. You have to smoke it in a different way. Kind of if you puff and puff on it, it will heat up and burn very quickly. So by the time you get, say, halfway through, the flavour will not be the best, and by the time you get to the end, I would be surprised if you got to the end, because it would just be too bitter. So yeah, it's nice because it makes you kind of enjoy the cigar more, kind of relax, smoke it slowly. Which is really what cigar smoking is all about. It's about kind of taking the time to not rush things. You're kind of taking that portion of, for me, I'm probably taking about 45 minutes, an hour maximum out my day to kind of sit down and enjoy the cigar in the sun, which I always enjoy. I've said before on my lives and a few times, I'm not a big fan of having cigars in the workshop or indoors. I much prefer to kind of be in the sun outside. To me, that's where I get the most enjoyment from cigars and the best experience. But yeah, that being said, I'll sign off here. I thought I'd just check in, update you on what I'm smoking. Apologise for the neighbours you might be able to hear. Can't help that. But yeah, everyone takes care. Have a great rest of the week. Cheers.